I'm John Hanna for citytv.net here in New York City, and we have Machi Fira. He's with the Brand Dignity. He's the SEO director, joining us from Boston. Thanks for joining us, sir.
Thank you for having me.
When people look around for consultants out there, they see a white hat and a black hat kind of SEO. Tell us the difference about the two.
Sure. Black hat SEO it basically encompasses the approach where people try to find the loopholes and really try to game the system. White hat SEO is when you really follow Google guidelines, you follow best practices, you don't spam the search engines, you don't spam anything. It's really, because Google has actually their own set of Google SEO guidelines that anybody can download. And if you follow those, you're taking a white hat approach.
Okay, now the other thing is that people there's no clear identification of whether or not an SEO will get you blacklisted on Google search engine because you don't know if that person you're dealing with is a black hat or a person or a white hat. So how does a company look at different SEO proposals out there and try to identify, okay, I want my business to grow. I don't want my business to disappear in Google or Yahoo or other search engines.
There's a couple of things you could look at. One is in the proposal, what type of activities, how is it laid out? Years ago, SEO looked like a recipe. It was 200 social bookmarks, 1,000 directories. It was very quantified, and it's not really that anymore. Sometimes when I see those types of approaches, that's kind of what Google is trying to get rid of, is the SEO companies that say, okay, you're going to have a recipe of these 10 things. And that's usually kind of a first red flag. Second, Google their company name. See what comes up. An SEO company that is serious about marketing their clients' businesses is going to market their own business in the same fashion they're going to practice what they preach. And you're going to see it in the search results. If you search for a company name, you want to see, active social media accounts. You want to see press releases, maybe videos, some quality business profiles, articles, things like that. If you approach an SEO company and you think that they're doing black hat techniques, then the search results on their own company will give you a good understanding of the type of approach that they like to take for their clients.
Okay. Now, what I use personally is it's a ranking company like Alexa. When somebody approaches me and say, oh, they're an SEO company, and I look at their Alexa rating, if it's like a certain number, I feel like, okay, if you know how to do an SEO, how come you're not on top of your Alexa?
Mm-hmm. Alexa is a very old website, and it's an older tool that was used to distinguish how powerful certain websites are, but it doesn't really display information correctly if you're a relatively new business. So if you're, let's say you're a new SEO company, you've been around for 2 or 3 years, your Alexa rank might not be as great as some of the older SEO companies, so you have to compete against that. But Alexa ranking it's kind of an outdated benchmarking tool. I wouldn't use that as a tool to say, okay, this company, is doing things incorrectly, or they're not as good because their Alexa number isn't as powerful as some of the other ones. I would look at other things like social media activity. What are the types of things that they're saying? Who are the people that work there? What are they about? Look at their bios. Look at what the company's doing in present time. I think the Alexa rank is a number that really shouldn't justify whether you want to work with a company or not. I think there's other important factors to look at.
I've heard some people say that they have an SEO guy or an SEO person or SEO company. And it's been a year and they haven't seen any movement. And I told them, if nothing happens in the first 3 months, and then give it like another 3 months, and that's it. You gotta dump the company, right?
Yeah. If somebody's been doing SEO for a year and they really haven't seen any movement anywhere for anything, then that company just probably is not doing it correctly or doesn't know what they're doing. And this is kind of where we come back to how the Google algorithm is really shifting. You know, years ago, you could optimize your site a little bit, do a handful of directories and social bookmarking and things like that, and see traction fairly quickly. And that's not, you know, it's not the case anymore. You know, these days you got to put heavy social media, heavy content marketing, and put a real emphasis on branding and marketing your business while using the SEO techniques. And you should, you know, even in a competitive space, if it's done correctly, you should start to see traffic and traction within the first, you know, 30 to 60 days.